Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We are crawling back into, phasing back into, tentacularly crawling back into our COREthulhu game. In real time, it's been like 4 months since we played. So I'm going to kick it over to Kevin. Hopefully he has a good memory. Give us a recap and we'll jump into tonight.
Yep. So it's 1923 in Buffalo. And you were all sent on a job for the head of the Buffalo Mafia, Peter Messina. You went to St. Catherine's in Ontario, which I think we said is about an hour or so away, to pick up a truck with a bunch of booze in it and bring it back to Buffalo. When you got there, they seemed to be surprised that you guys were there and were taking the truck. There was, don't think there was a gunfight. I think Arthur did a nice slide with the car and took out one of the guys there who may have been who was going to probably shoot at you. And then there was another gentleman there who did some histrionics. You guys all felt weird whenever you saw him start waving his hands around and making some faces. And then after the guy got hit by the car, he disappeared. There was a guy left that you recognized. His name was Johnny V, who used to be a member of the Buffalo mob. But when Messina took over from the old boss, when the old boss died, Johnny V left and went and hooked up with the Montreal Mafia. So now he's going to go back and make up some story about getting truck jacked or something, and you guys had the truck and are driving back to Buffalo. So I don't know if we want to just move along to Buffalo or if there's anything you guys want to say to each other or do, while we're heading back to Buffalo.
And there's probably a little vignette in each vehicle, right, on the way back. Like, wow, that was some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the one car, it's Leonard, Lorenzo, and I think we said Addie's driving the car. And then in the truck with the booze in the back, it's Franky, and I think Arthur said he was driving. So it was Franky and Arthur.
I think Addie is probably like running through like when you're driving and your brain's kind of like going over like everything that you sort of just experienced, and she's like, Lorenzo, that was very strange tonight.
I'm sorry. What?
There was some weird things. Don't you think there was some weird things? I thought I saw some weird
strange
things.
I'm sorry, strange about a shimmering man who disappears? An almost gunfight with a man who got killed by the car?
Okay, well, that part's very normal. And by the way, I don't know if I told him, but I gave Artie 5 points. It was really good driving.
It was a very good maneuver. I'm not going to take anything away from the maneuver. It's just, it was supposed to be just a regular pickup. I mean, look at this. Look at, I've got this a shipping manifest here, and I haven't checked anything against what's actually on the truck. This is a disaster, Addie. It is a disaster.
Okay, but just think about it for a second, Lorenzo. Who sends what are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us to go just get a truck? Of course there was going to be problems. You just, you got to just think a couple steps ahead.
I mean, I'm not really used to that kind of a situation when it comes to picking things out. I never get sent out on these things. Is this normal? I mean, would Arthur and Franky think that was normal?
That's a good question. I don't know. What about you, Lenny? What do you think?
Yeah, Lenny.
I mean,
what about your reading?
I mean, it was successful. We have the truck. Nobody got hurt. But he didn't say that people were going to shoot us. I thought this was arranged. I mean, like Lorenzo, I read cards. I didn't want to be involved in a gunfight.
They wanted to use them.
Arthur might have killed that man.
He probably died.
And like Addie said, that one guy shimmered, like he didn't disappear, right? Like, I mean, he just ran off into the grass.
Oh, I don't know. I was hiding, and I was taking cover in the back seat of his car, so I didn't notice.
Something very strange. I felt very weird. Like my head was feeling very strange. And I don't know what I saw. I don't know why, but it was very confusing to me.
I did
So
feel
real quickly,
funny.
So I guess this may be for Leonard because he was the one. So I think your last reading when you pulled the cards before the mission was a 7 of Pentacles upright. And you said afterwards it was investment effort, making some money. And then you pulled an Ace of Wands, and that was willpower to ignore the stuff that's gone on. I think that's what you described after when you pulled those two. If that changes any of your thought, you know, I think when we were saying about what Leonard, his belief or the power of that, but those are the two things you pulled before you went on the mission.
So I think he probably just kind of tamps it down, right? Like I said, the guy ran off into the grass. You know, I don't know what that was, but I mean, we should let the boss know, because I mean, he saw us, so I mean that could be trouble, right? I mean, Addie, have you ever done this for him before?
I mean, Messina's new. He hasn't been doing this that long, so things are different now. I don't know. I mean, there's always a chance that there's trouble or someone's trying to like hedge in on his business or try and like get a hold of some of the drink when they should, they shouldn't be because they found out about a shipment. I don't know, but there were like 5 of us. I think maybe they thought there was going to be problems.
I mean, I guess we should ask for more information next time, I think.
Well, maybe it was a test. He's new. Maybe he's just trying to see who can handle, the fire.
I can't handle that fire. I will just go on record right now and say I cannot handle that, and I'm going to tell Mr. Messina that when I see him.
Well,
tell him I can't handle it.
So you did so good. You did so good. You did really well.
Is that smell in here? Do you guys smell that?
No, there is no smell.
No, but it smells bad. Like
it was rather brave of me to protect myself, and no, there is no smell of dog shit in here.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's no smell.
I don't know. We can just roll down the window. Who knows who was in this vehicle before?
Why don't we roll down the window so Leonard, the smell that he thinks he's smelling, goes out the window, and maybe that'll help with his perception of the smell.
I light up a cigarette. I pull out my lighter.
That's a good idea. That'll work too.
Need to clear my lungs.
Clear your lungs, because there's nothing. I mean, whatever you think it is, it's probably not it, and we'll waft it out the window with the rest of all the bad energy that we've just accumulated.
I was just going to keep driving.
It's a nice night. Is there any more of that alcohol, whatever was left, whatever we were drinking?
I don't think we were drinking it. Wasn't Franky drinking it?
Yeah,
that's right. That was the other
truck.
car. What a segue.
Lovely car.
Yeah, so I think Arthur's driving, and then Franky is in the passenger seat.
Yes. Franky? So yeah, as they're driving, Arthur just kind of turns over, and he's like, okay, yeah. And like when he looks over, he's like one knee curled up. He's like a pretty big guy, but like one knee curled up on the chair with the bottle like in his chest. And he's just like cuddling it, like half curled up. He's just muttering in his sleep right now. He's like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, are you for dirty?
like Arthur's trying to like nudge him awake, like Franky, and he like nudges him really hard.
Oh, oh, and he's looking and yeah. Oh, hey,
were you sleeping?
No, me, a little bit.
Oh,
I was sleeping a little bit.
Franky,
I'm sorry.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever killed a guy?
I mean, on purpose?
Well, I think that's one of the choices, yeah. But like, you know,
I mean, I never stabbed a dude or something like that. Like I never. But I mean, like there was this one time where I kind of did punch a guy a lot. I didn't mean to kill him, but like I never saw him around again. Like they said they could take care of him and bring him to the dock. I'm pretty sure he died though.
Oh, but you don't know for sure if you.
Oh, and there was another guy that I know for a fact. Like I hit him and he just like he was gone like before he hit the floor.
So
and there was the one guy I did actually shoot. Pretty sure he died too.
Oh, okay. I think I got him.
Oh, and I did stab one guy. I did, but he didn't die though. At least not right away. But yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, I've killed some guys.
Franky, can I ask you another question?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So when you have a conversation with somebody, do you understand that the other person needs to talk as well?
Oh yeah, I'm a good listener. Yeah, go ahead. What do you want to say? You said you said something about killing people.
Okay, yeah, I think I remember when I did that fishtail and I hit that guy.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. I was on the side, so when you hit him, like I'm pretty sure it was either mud or blood. I couldn't necessarily tell, but like something came up. That was pretty cool. You might need to get that dent taken out.
Well, yeah, probably. Cool. Yeah, that was cool. It was cool. I that's the first time I've ever like intentionally killed a guy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, actually, I wasn't okay. So I wasn't really trying to kill the guy. It just happened.
Oh yeah.
It just adrenaline and then the other stuff, and I got into my swerve, and I had to protect us, right?
It's what I told you. Remember, I told you the guy that I punched in the face a lot of times?
Yeah.
It was the same thing. I kind of just got excited and I kept punching.
Well, I didn't get excited. I was actually like trying to like protect us all from.
You
were trying to protect yourself.
Well, it was a guy. He had. It was in Addie's bar, and he had been saying some stuff that wasn't nice, and so I was doing
So then if I said something not nice, then you would do that to me. Is that what you're saying?
No, you're a good guy.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't do that to you.
That's
I mean,
good
I
because,
might, but I probably wouldn't.
You're kind of a big dude, and and I'm not, and but I think you're a good guy, and
Well, I mean, we use what we got, right? Like I hit the guy with my fists, and you hit a guy with your car.
Yeah, I suppose that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So, Kurt, real quick, I think you did do a psyche check.
Yeah, and I was
after
totally
that
fine
happened.
with it, apparently.
Yeah, I think the thing, what we said is the way you played it is, you helped everyone else, not right. It looked like he was gonna take some shots at you guys, so you did do that. You weren't happy that happened, but you did, potentially save everybody because then he didn't have a chance to shoot at you or anything. So,
I mean, the one thing I'm gonna, if I could give you some advice, the one thing I'd say is don't think about it. because you're gonna remember it regardless. Like you're gonna dream about this for the next week or month or so, and you're gonna see this guy's face everywhere you look.
Wait a minute.
So don't think about it, because I mean that's just gonna make it worse.
Okay. Oh, so then how do I not think about it?
Oh no, you just don't like try to think about it. Don't sit there and be like, hey, what was the guy doing when I hit him with my car? Because like that's just gonna play over and over in your head anyway. So,
well, I suppose I didn't really know his name, so I suppose that helps.
I mean, if you want, we can ask.
No.
Oh,
Don't
you don't want to know? Oh, okay. I gotcha.
I think that goes with the whole not wanting to remember kind of thing.
I mean, I know, like the guy that I first killed, his name was Mario Satrioni.
Oh no!
I know that.
I
know that only because he was one of my sister's ex-boyfriends. Totally unrelated. That's not why I killed him.
Arthur's trying to like piece it all together. Like, how is that not all a coincidence or whatever? So what do you think? Why do you think they sent us all?
I mean, probably because they needed some guys to be murdered.
Arthur is just like frozen. Like he like is not looking at Franky. He's like looking straight ahead, and he's like.
I mean, when I get put out on a job like that, I just kind of assume that I'm gonna have to punch some people.
Yeah, but
are you not used to that?
You said the word murdered.
Well, I mean, sometimes.
Okay.
I have killed, like, I don't know, 15 people maybe.
So what's the inflection or the quote, like the buzzwords on like when you're going to have to really punch somebody and when you're going to have to go a little further?
I don't know. I mean, usually you say like, hey, try not to kill this guy. Like, that usually works. Like, I don't want, like, nobody to be sleeping with the fishes. Or, like we don't want to have to put anybody in a wooden bed.
Oh, okay.
Like that kind of stuff.
Or you ran out of concrete shoes, so you don't want to have to fit anybody for those.
Well, yeah, I mean, why would you want those? Would be super heavy.
And again, he kind of looks off to the side like, what the hell is with this guy? And he's kind of like, yeah, I get it. You know what? I just realized I'm glad you're on our side.
Me too. You're a good guy.
Oh, you too, Franky.
And you know, you're a really good driver. So, like, if we ever need somebody, like, hit with a car again, you're it. No, definitely. No. You know, I'm going to tell the boss that you did a really good job and that you should be the driver from now on.
Oh, no. And he like, you can audibly hear his stomach, like, turn.
So while you guys are driving back, then Franky will, kind of, obviously, because we know how Franky gets information out to everyone else, he'll just kind of talk about each of the 15 each of the 15 on the way back for the rest of the drive, and Artie's kind of leaning a bit closer to the window. And
yeah, if Artie counts, it's actually 18.
But Franky said 15 then.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we said around the time it was, kind of late evening when you guys went out there. You weren't there super long time. And I think we said it's about an hour to get back. I'm assuming the first place you'll go is either the Black Bottom Passage, right? Just head back to Addie's Bar Club, or where Messina
were
is.
Were we supposed to bring this back to the Taste of Italy, or is this going back to Addie's Bar?
But it's the Taste of Italy is kind of just like right across the street.
Well, true, yeah.
So I didn't know if you guys wanted to go directly there, or and I'm not saying this any kind of leading way. I just can't think of any other way to say it. Did you want to go back to? Did you just want to go back to the Black Bottom Passage and get your story straight? I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean. Did you guys all want to get together and chat it over? But you talked about it a bit at the site, but then you've obviously then split up and you've been separated for about an hour driving back. So I'm not saying, to get your story straight, that's kind of a leading way to say it. But I'm just saying, do you guys want to get together and have a drink before you go see the boss, or are you going to go directly to the boss?
Franky's going to wherever Artie drives us is where he's going to go. So he has no thoughts on the situation.
The plan is to bring the shipment directly back to the bar. We're not stopping at Go. We're not giving anyone $200. We're going right back and getting this fucking truck off our hands, he said. Not very confidently.
That's fine. Hey, so I just didn't know if you wanted to do something else before you went to go see the boss. So I just wanted to, if someone had some thoughts, I didn't want to.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that Arthur is the kind of guy that'd be like, "Oh, let's just put it off for a little bit before we drop it off."
Well, do we want to, Lorenzo? Do we want to go back to the bar? Do you need to take an inventory before we report in to make sure everything is there?
I don't think it doesn't matter either way. I'm gonna check it wherever we take it. I think we just take it right back to we take it right to where it's supposed to go, and that's where I'll check it. I'm not thrilled that I'm not checking it at the point of pickup, but there was just a lot going on. It's fine. I'll do it at the bar or the restaurant or wherever the Christ we're taking it. Taste of Italy? That was it, right? We'll take it there.
It's an olive oil shop.
It's an olive oil shop? We'll take it to the olive oil shop. I should know that. I have it here in my ledger.
All right, so Addie's following Arthur. So wherever Arthur goes, that is where the vehicle goes.
Okay. So so you pull up outside the Taste of Italy. The Black Bottom Passage is across the street and down a little bit. So you pull up, and so let's have Lorenzo, if he wants to do the inventory, let's make it a roll. So what
always want to do the inventory.
And I figured it's something on your sheet that there is something to tie that into.
Sure, probably the skimming thing. I'm skimming off the top of all the mob accounts, like my father before me. So that's probably it. Yeah, I can do that. What would you like me to do? Want to do a roll?
Yes.
Roll for inventory? Man, this is just, I fucked up, guys. This is my day job. Can't be playing a role-playing game. Role-playing day job.
The worlds are colliding.
I roll to see how efficient my Excel spreadsheet is.
I'm gonna make the assumption that Lorenzo has accounting, so.
I do. I have, bookkeeping. That's kind of a catch-all, right? Okay. All right. Bookkeeping. Brains. Okay. That's a 5 plus 2 is a 7.
Okay. I will say that you do the inventory, and it is.
Thank you.
You do it. Yeah, exactly right. So you can check. So obviously, that's an experience because you just rolled a horrendously high number.
I'm in the truck. I have the manifest out. I'm like, how many boxes? And I'm doing that whole thing. We know how to count. We all do it.
You do it quite quickly.
Am I holding a lighter for you so you can see what you're
1, 2,
counting?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yes, sure. Leonard's holding. Leonard, can you hold the lighter up a little higher? There's some boxes up there I can't see.
Yeah, sure. You want me to get them down?
No, I don't want anything touched. Okay, that's for the unloaders to do. Okay, this is
Should we be opening all these? Are you opening everything or?
It's more of a piece count. If the box is here, I can check it off, and it's fine. When the loaders unload, that's when everything kind of gets checked even further. But this is what I was supposed to do when we were there.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, man, this is your thing, so I'm just following you.
This is definitely my thing.
So Lorenzo's quite happy that everything is there. since you didn't get to check it at the site. So that was a yes. So we will say you get the inventory done very quickly and everything is there. So, but you also get an and. So what would be the and?
I dodge all of the tentacle attacks that inevitably happen. Or can I just say
From
that
the boxes or just in general?
Yeah, just in general. Moving forward.
From all the mimics.
Yes.
There could be a little something extra in there that you could either take for yourself or hand off.
Thank you. No, that's
there's an extra box, extra case.
Right, yeah.
Skimming off the top, I find an extra box or two, and I go, excellent, everything's here, great. And then I, through my back chain. I mean, this is down the road, but I'd eventually pay off one of the unloaders to put two of them outside the back. It's all regiment. It all works every time I try to do it. I'm very good at that too.
Okay, so that sounds absolutely perfect, but I'm gonna say pick high or low, Lorenzo.
Low.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Don't pick either one.
It's always a trap.
Okay. No, you're all good. Yeah, the box doesn't go out and bite you, so you're all good.
It's not a mimic.
I'm glad that was a 50-50 chance.
So yeah, the one or two boxes. I think you said 2 boxes that were extra.
Yeah, whatever you like. It could be whatever.
Yeah, they're just, and I think what we said before when you guys are looking real quick is, it's just mostly a bunch of whiskey, right? Not to be stereotypical of this time and getting booze from Canada. But
so
yeah,
I think
high-end
what
moonshine.
If I establish this, whenever I do something like this, and like I'm in complete control of the numbers and the counts, I mark it. I mark it with like a marker. Whatever 1920s marker. Do they have markers?
Marker with a P.
Grease pencil or something like that.
Grease pencil. Yeah, there's a grease pencil and there's a special mark that I do. And my buddy, Richie on the docks. Let me type that. Richie on the docks knows the mark and he knows where to put it. It's like our secret little stash point for my skimming.
Sounds good.
Shit. What did I say? Wait, Richie on the docks. Okay, yeah, that's that. So that's what I do. I mark the 2 extra cases with my special grease pencil marking.
Okay. And then, when the unloading comes, Franky will make sure he sees those 2 boxes and grabs them for you, and you'll be good to go.
Richie.
The union's been on strike.
Oh, Richie.
And he's been down on his luck for sure.
I give him a little extra and he does what I mean, we know how this works. I mean, we all understand.
Okay, so that's all done. The inventory's done. Lorenzo's happy now because I'm sure the whole way back, that's all he kept saying to Leonard and Addie was, he didn't get a chance to check the manifest, and I'm sure that was most of the conversation the whole way back. But yeah, it's all good, and Lorenzo lucked out by finding a couple extra boxes in there.
I'm just really glad that we took the time, and I demanded that we take the time to do this. Thank you very much, everyone, for your patience, but this is very important. And I flipped the manifest shut.
Lorenzo, you got to hold on to what you got.
Yes, Fuck. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
No, never stop, ever.
Believing?
Just gotta hold on to that feeling of murdering people.
Wow, that's a weird turn.
Now that Lorenzo's happy that the inventory's up to date or up to the numbers, you guys head over to the Taste of Italy, and I will say that the door's open, so you guys just go in because obviously, Messina would probably be waiting for you guys to get back. So, you guys will be able to go in, and I think we said last time, in the back of the shop, there's some steps going upstairs to Messina's office. So I'm assuming you guys head up and go up to the door.
Is the neck there?
He is not out there on the steps or anything, or in the shop.
All right.
Knock, knock.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is anybody gonna knock, or are you guys just gonna go in?
Addie does the knock, knock.
Okay, so Addie knocks,
Special delivery.
and then you hear some footsteps, and Vinny the Neck opens the door and kind of looks down,
Vinny!
sees if you're all there. He gives Addie a big smile, and then waves you guys into the room to go, just to get everybody in. And he's counting in his head, obviously, that you guys are all there. So he kind of looks like there's some relief on his face that you guys all made it back. Everybody's there. He counts on his hands a couple times and sees you're all there. So he's happy, and then lets everybody in and closes the door. And I think there's some, Messina's behind his desk, I think. And then we said there's some chairs around in the front. Mm-hmm. There's enough chairs for everybody to sit down, so you guys can all either sit down or stand up or whatever. But Vinny then goes back and walks back to the side of the desk and stands next to Messina. He doesn't sit down. He's just standing on the side of the desk. So Messina looks over. He looks at Lorenzo. He kind of sticks his hand out and waves.
Oh yeah. I bring him. It's all there. Okay, counted it. And I give him the manifest.
Okay, and then he takes it and he's kind of flipping around.
But I have to say, Mr. Messina, I did not get to do this on site at the pickup because of some unfortunate dealings with the men that you had there, I presume. There was some incidences. There was an incident.
So he stops flipping over the page. He looks at the last line where, everything equals everything that, however many numbers.
Everything
so there's equals. There's not short on either side. He's happy. So he sets the papers down, and he kind of leans back in his chair and says, "What kind of incidences are we talking about here?"
I believe there was a car, and the car had hit a person. And then I also think that there was some guns that were being flashed rather dangerously. It didn't go smoothly, Mr. Messina.
There was somebody else that was there to pick, trying to get the shipment. Did you know that somebody else was trying to pick it up?
They said they weren't expecting us.
So he leans back in his chair and says, "Okay, you guys all made it back. You're all here. Everything in the truck is here and made it back. You said something about some issue with the car. Was that Artie's car, or was that someone else's car that hadn't? There was something you said with the car. So was it Artie's car or someone else's car that before you said there was guns involved? Let's get to the guns second. Let's do the gun.
Yeah.
Let's do the car one first.
Yeah, no, it was Artie's car. I'm sorry. It was Artie's car. Artie can
tell him, Artie. You I think you killed that guy.
Oh yeah, Mr. Messina. Artie here did a really good job. He whacked that guy good with his car.
It was an accident. They were being aggressive, and they were gonna shoot us, and I we couldn't have that happen. I had to save my crew here, so I did the thing I know how to do best, and I maneuvered my car, and I might have hit that guy, and I might have killed him.
Yeah, Artie, don't be bashful. You did a good job. That was Mr. Messina. He did great. If you need anybody, if you need a driver, you need somebody run over, Artie's your man.
So when you say that, then Messina says, so we said the car thing. Lorenzo said a car thing, and then the guns thing. So was it you waving the pieces around, or was it the other ones waving the pieces around?
No, it was them. They had him out before we even got there.
So then he kind of
but once Artie hit that guy with this car, they were good. They didn't want none of that after it.
Except that one guy. That one guy ran away. He got away. There was a
Well,
little
yeah,
bit of
that's what
shimmer.
Artie hitting him with the car. Artie killing that dude with his car scared him off. And he like nudges Artie like, yeah.
So, Artie, your car, any issues with it after you looking out for the rest of your team? Is there any kind of...
It has a dent. I don't know if that's something that can get taken care of, but other than that, yeah, it's fine.
So then Messina looks over, kind of looks over to Vinny and say, whenever Artie says he doesn't need the car for a bit, go ahead and get that fixed for him, will you? And then, he'll lean back in his chair again, and say, you said a guy disappeared. What do you mean? He just ran away, or what happened?
Yeah, he ran away. I think he ran away. There was like a shimmer, like a flash or something. But he must have just run into the grass.
It was like he was like a leprechaun. He was like there, and then he wasn't. I'm sorry. Was that offensive? I didn't mean it to be.
There was something a little strange. I don't know, that little guy, he was very weird looking. He was very kind of short, and he was doing something weird with his hands, and I had this really bad headache. I don't really get headaches. I'm just not that kind of person. I just let all the bad spirits come out, and I just have all the good things inside. So I don't really get headaches, but my head started to hurt, and then it seemed like he disappeared. I don't know, maybe he ran away, but it looked like he just disappeared.
So while you're describing that, Vinny then kind of leans down and kind of, Messina kind of leans toward them and does the thing, holding his ear. I'm thinking of that picture in The Godfather, when Don Corleone's like, she's trying to listen to him talk, and he pushes his ear with his finger, and then Vinny leans back up and says, "Good point." And he says, "Well, so you had someone that already not bumped over. You have this guy disappear. So any other witnesses or anything there, or is it just those two?"
Oh, there was that other guy. What was his name?
Mr. V?
Johnny?
I thought we weren't supposed to talk about him.
And his eyes sort of flick over to Messina. There was another guy. I didn't catch his name.
Leslie doesn't remember. Were we agreeing not to talk about this guy, or
I don't remember you guys talking about that.
I couldn't remember if we said we weren't going to mention him because he was doing us a solid and said he wasn't going to get us in trouble.
Well, I think.
It was probably something that he requested, but fuck him. So
okay, that's fine. I just didn't. I brought it up because I was like, do we not remember this? Or
no, I'm trying to remember. So what I remember is
Franky holds no honor to some random mook that is like
that used to be a part of the crew and left.
Right.
So honestly, Leslie,
right.
I don't think I'll go back and listen tomorrow, and I'll be completely wrong. But I don't think there was anything about Johnny saying, don't. I mean, because he spilled his beans to you, right? He told you he used to work for that crew and all that kind of stuff. So
that's fine. That's fine. I just was checking.
Yeah.
So rewinding, Addie's like, "Oh, you remember Johnny V? He used to work for us. He said he was just doing some business. It was nothing personal."
That's it. Johnny V. Yeah. He went to Canada or something, right?
So then Vinny leans back down again and starts whispering in Messina's ear, a little bit longer this time. And it looks like Messina's got a really grumpy look on his face. But then the longer the conversation goes on, you start to see that a smile starts creeping up on his face. So then Vinny leans back up and says, So Johnny V was the guy there with the truck when you guys went to pick this up. Is that what you guys are saying?
Yeah.
And
But he
you know,
said he wasn't expecting us there.
So Messina kind of smiles a bit more and says, "Yes, you weren't expected at all, and I feel a bit bad for sending you out there under false pretenses. But what I wanted you to do was what you did. You brought back the truck. You brought back everything in the truck, and even better." Now that bastard Johnny V now has to go explain why he doesn't have a truck of booze anymore. So I would say, on top of all that, you guys did very good. So he's got a big smile on his face whenever he tells you that at the end.
You see, Artie, I told you we were there to just beat up some guys. So you did good killing that dude with your car. See, that was what Mr. Messina was expecting.
I wasn't expecting anything. I was expecting to see you all back here with a truck full of booze, and whatever happens to get that accomplished, I leave that all up to you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Messina. I didn't mean to put some words in your mouth.
We don't have to worry about wiretaps, so it's all right. It's too early for that. So he's not too perturbed at what you said, but he's like that. You guys did a great job. I feel a bit bad sending you out there under a bit of false pretenses, but you did really, really good. And I'm glad you all made it back in one piece. And we'll
is this kind of false pretense something that we can expect moving forward? Because I got to tell you, Mr. Messina, I'm not exactly comfortable with the situation that I was just asked to participate in.
Lorenzo,
so
you're going to
when
be
you
fine.
It's fine, probably, but
Yeah, Mr.
care of
Lorenzo, I'm almost positive next time you're not going to piss your pants. You'll be way more used to it next time.
Right, piss my pants. Yes.
So when Lorenzo says that, Messina gets a really serious look on his face.
Oh.
And just says, "I'm new here. I know you. I know some of you. I don't know you very well. But I'm the new guy in town. There's lots of people around who worked with the old guy that was in town, or, knew him a bit better than me. I just want to make sure that, anyone else that I'm dealing with, or anyone else I would rely on, or anyone else I want to have around me, is there to help me, then help themselves, and to be loyal. So I don't make it a habit of sending people in my employ out just to get whacked or, not accomplish what I sent them out to do. But let's just say I needed to know where loyalties lay and, who would be there to help us moving forward. So I don't want to put people in my crew in danger, but I had to know if there was danger, you would get through it and you would be on the right side. Not the right side, that's wrong. You would be on my side. As we can tell by Johnny V, I want to make sure none of you are Johnny V's and go run off to Canada somewhere. So just to say this was a little test just to make sure that if I put more faith in you, that faith will be repaid from your side and my side.
I'm just saying, if you expect that there's going to be like murders and guns and shimmering fellows, I'm probably not the most suited to handle that sort of situation.
Look, you're good with numbers. We needed you to look at sheets and check stuff off and make sure everything was there. So that's why you were there for this time. I'm not expecting you to go running out and be taking care of anybody.
Okay,
but
well,
as
long as that's what you don't expect, then I think that's probably fine.
Look, Lorenzo, I'm not going to be sending you out to, be collecting any kind of money from any other fences or anything like that.
That
I don't
sounds
think you're-
terrifying.
I don't think you'll be the muscle. You'll be the guy counting all the numbers at the end.
Okay, I'll
needed
count
to
all the
know-
muscle. I'll count the muscle.
I just wanted to make sure that if I put you guys in a stressful position, that you'd be able to handle yourself.
Okay.
And it looks like you all handled yourself with flying colors. Flying
Yes.
colors. Sorry, that
It
sounded
worked
very
out.
Yinzer. Flying colors. I do feel a bit bad for the way this whole thing shook out, but as I said, you're here, the truck's here, all the boxes are here. And,
Speaking of
you know,
boxes, Mr. Messina, do I get a couple from my place? I think we talked about it.
so he holds up a finger while you said that, and he grabs the paper, and then he starts scribbling on the bottom. So what he scribbles is each of your names, and he puts, one box. So he says each name, then one box, and then under Addie, so Addie, one box, and then he also puts, under Addie's name, Black Bottom Passage times 2 boxes. So then he finishes scribbling that, and he hands it back to Lorenzo.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Quite very generous employer. I tuck it away.
When you guys go back downstairs, go head out and grab what I wrote down on there, but only what I wrote on there for each of you. Addie, grab some to take across the street on top of that also. And I just want to say thank you. You've done quite well with this. And we also, with what you've accomplished, you helped put my name a bit more up the pecking order of all the other families around here in the area who thought they could try to get one over on Buffalo, since there was some new leadership. So thank you for doing a good job and showing everyone else that we're not anybody to be messed with, and our territory is not up for people taking pieces of it away from us.
You're
Now,
filling
yeah,
the power
I
vacuum.
wanna say sorry, Mr. Messina. I didn't realize that's what was going on with Johnny V. Next time I see him, if you want, I'll give him some punching until he doesn't need no punching no more. So we'll make sure that's square.
I think the way you left Johnny V, I think he's going to have to be dodging some more punches when he goes back. So he fled one family for another family. He may be fleeing another family, depending on what kind of BS he can make up. So it's probably better you didn't do any punching and just left them there, because I think they'll work him over a bit better than you would, because he'll have a whole bunch of other people looking to give him some punches.
Thanks, boss. Addie's gonna head out, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Franky will follow. He's probably going to carry the boxes over for her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
head out, take the boxes over.
Yeah.
First opportunity to scoot.
Okay.
And he
So
gets up, it's like, oh, time to go. Yep.
So before you guys all are outside of earshot, if you guys could come back tomorrow, maybe tomorrow afternoon, maybe tomorrow before dinner, I do want to show you my appreciation for what you guys did. So yeah, if you guys could all just come back up. Well, yeah, let's say dinner time. Come back up around dinner time tomorrow. I'd like to really show my appreciation on top of just some boxes of booze, to show you how I appreciate you and how much of a part of the team you guys are.
Thanks, boss. Sounds great.
Thank you, Mr. Messina.
Now I gotta decide what to wear.
So unless anyone else has anything to say, then yeah, you guys go back downstairs. Um,
We want to get a
everybody
dolly.
grabs-
Yeah, oh man.
We
Yeah,
go ahead.
grab the cases. You get a dolly from the bar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Franky always carries it for me, but sure.
Oh yeah, I'll just carry him over. Don't worry about it, Mr. Leonard. I got you.
You're sure that's a lot of cases, Franky?
Oh yeah, no, we're good. It's good.
Actually,
Okay.
I think what I'm gonna take mine. No offense, Miss Addie, but I got some people that might need some of this, and then I could get something in return, if you know what I'm saying.
Of course, Artie.
Okay, yeah, you guys probably don't want to weigh up for me because I got some trading to do, but also I got a special lady. She's probably gonna want one of these too, I think.
Hey Artie, you want me to throw this in your trunk for you?
Oh, Franky, you are the best. That would be great. Thank you.
Oh, no worries.
Franky, don't forget to give my case to Addie as well.
Oh yeah, I'll be bringing that over too. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
And as Franky's putting the stuff in his trunk, he's like, "Oh, you know what? I got something here actually." And he's looking in the trunk or whatever, and he's like, "These will be good for you." And he hands Franky a pair of fingerless gloves, and he's like, "This will probably help with the punching. It won't help the tops of your fingers, but it'll help your knuckles."
Oh, that's great. And he goes, and so he takes it, he's like, I usually, and he reaches into the coat pocket. And he's like, I usually just use these, and it's like brass. He's got brass knuckles on them that are all kind of scratched and worn and dented up.
Yeah,
He's like, no, but this will be good because if I put the glove on first, then it'll kind of protect my fingers from the metal. It kind of digs in a little, after a few times, it kind of starts to dig into your fingers a little bit. So this will be nice. Thank you, Artie. That's real helpful. You're a nice guy.
Whatever I can do to help.
And he puts the gloves on. He's like, oh, yeah, these are nice. This is good.
Nice finger
Is this
mobility.
calfskin?
This will make it a lot. My hands aren't going to get quite as sore now. This is good. He's like, you make sure you're going to come to dinner tomorrow because Charlie makes a nice polenta. It's nice and creamy. He adds little bacon bits to it. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, well, I don't really ever pass up a chance for free food. I mean, that's my deal. I'm always the guy that can get things, but one of the things that's really hard for me to get is a nice fresh cooked meal.
There you go. Yeah, you should see. Mr. Messina's always talking about the stuffed mushrooms too. I don't really like them all much. I think mushrooms are kind of gooey. I don't like, but they might be good for you. They got some nice pesto on them.
Love mushrooms.
There you go. All right, yeah. So you and Messina are also the weirdos like that. So yeah, you can try those too.
You gotta.
Charlie puts the mushrooms on the polenta too, but I usually just pick them off before I eat it.
Okay, well, I gotta go. I got some, like I said, I got some trades to do, and then.
Oh yeah, you got your lady friend too, huh? Yeah, okay. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bright red, and he gets in his car really quick. He's like, "Okay, see you guys tomorrow."
So Arthur, is it Artie or Arthur? I guess some people call you Arthur. Anyway.
Oh, I don't really know you very well, so you can just call me Arthur. Just kidding. Doesn't matter. I'll take either.
So you've got the car, right? So I'm assuming wherever you're going, you're just going to go. You're going to drive away. Ooh, shit! Sorry, I hit the mic. So I forgot to have Finney grab the keys for the truck from you guys. So let's just say, there is an area behind the Taste of Italy where it's the loading area or whatever. So the truck's there. It's not like you have to go leave it anywhere or drive it out of the way. Yeah. It's not in the front street. So that if Artie's going to leave, I'm assuming he's just going to get in the car and drive away. Then the stuff's going back with Addie over to the bar. What is everyone else doing then?
I think heading to the bar.
Franky is carrying whatever number of crates he has to over to Addie's bar. However many he doesn't know. So he's however many Leonard tells him to carry is how much he's going to carry.
However many Lorenzo tells him.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's at least 4. Mine, the 2 that Messina gave her, and hers. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Arthur
And
has
Franky's.
his. Yeah, Frankie's, yep. And then there's 2 extra. Do we all have vehicles? Like, do I also have a car?
God, no.
I think that's up to you. I think the reason
Franky takes the trolley.
there was a discussion about why Artie was driving, that he had a car. I don't think the conversation went that no one else had a car. I think it was just Artie said, well, he would drive. And I don't know if that's because he said he was the best driver or there was a reason behind that. I don't think everyone else, we didn't say no, none of us have cars except Artie. So if you want a car, you can have a car.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I assume it would be relatively common at that time, especially for like our kind of people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm a grifter, right? So like, I get money, spend money all the time. So I'm assuming I'd probably have a car.
Yeah, they were pretty mainstream in the 20s. So
Look, I mean, he doesn't have anything real nice, but so he takes his case and sticks it in the trunk as well. But if everybody else is gonna go back to the bar, he would go back.
yeah, I would say a grifter would probably want a car because it's easy to grift and get away if you're not relying on trolleys and things like that. So that would make sense.
Cars are such bad investments with such a affordable and reliable transportation system we have here in Buffalo. I don't know why anyone would get a car.
So Lorenzo doesn't have a car then.
Oh no, I've got a Cadillac. No, I'm just kidding. No car for Lorenzo.
Franky gets paid in polenta and tips, so he doesn't have enough to actually own a car.
Nice.
Okay, so if you guys are going to head back to the bar, so Artie leaves, and then the rest of you head to the bar. Is there anything you want to discuss or play out anything in mind, that you guys wanted to do tonight before, everybody breaks up and goes home and gets ready for dinner tomorrow? I just didn't know if there was anything the characters wanted to say to each other or hash out or on top of, the drive back or anything like that.
I mean, I think it's probably just a scene of us decompressing, right? Like, wow, that was some crazy shit, right?
Yeah. I think Addie's more just like, let's have some drinks. Maybe we can just play some dominoes. Let's just take our mind off of it. It was a lot.
You dump out the dominoes, I start to shuffle, and then dominoes start to disappear off the table, and then like I roll them on my one knuckle, and then it looks like it disappears, and then there's one on my other knuckle, and then he slams them back down and shuffles them back up again.
Ooh, Vinny, damn, I couldn't even see what you did with it. That was really slick.
You got very fast hands.
Lorenzo's looking back and forth between them like, oh.
And then I reach forward and I pull one out of your ear.
My ears are red with fury.
And it's the double six, and I slam it on the table.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Lorenzo faints.
Make a psyche check.
Yeah.
Close up magic. Lorenzo hates close up magic.
I think that's all. And so it would just be kind of like a downtime kind of evening. And
Can we open up a case?
I was gonna say all the cases are like set aside in a special place in the back right now. Just waiting to. We don't know.
I mean, that's not
Well, I mean,
what we're
those
drinking.
are your cases, right? So that Messina said those are for you guys. Well, obviously he gave 2 to the club. He gave Addie. Each of you got an individual, case to do with whatever you want, whether that's drink it or sell it or whatever. It's it's yours. It's a thank you for what you guys did.
Hers are in the back with just.
All
she's
the rest of the booze. Yeah, exactly.
Back stock. It's in the
Yeah.
stock room.
in the stock room.
Yeah.
Sorry, John. What did Leonard? Did
Nothing.
you say Leonard wanted to do something or?
No, I asked if we were drinking the stuff that we just brought back, but if Addie had Franky put it all in the back, I guess we're drinking whatever constitutes top shelf in the Black Bottom Passage.
Yeah,
It's
I
probably
mean,
not out of a tub, right? There's
I mean,
no
if y'all-
methanol in this.
You're across the street from the mob boss, and you did a job for him. So I'm assuming Addie doesn't get lots of bathtub gin. I'm sure she get, and you're in Buffalo, like right across the border from Canada. So I'm assuming
Good
Addie
stuff.
gets the good stuff. I'm sure there's some rot gut there for the cheaper stuff, but yeah, I don't think Addie would be drinking that. So
no. I mean, if somebody wants to crack open one of their cases, that's fine. I'm just saying that she puts all of hers like with the stock in the back. Just basically, she's gonna sell it, as part of her stock. So.
Hell yeah. That's just good business.
okay, so if the night passes, dominoes are played, drinks are had. You said Frankie. You said you were in the club too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. He'll probably play some billiards. Not well, but
And
It's
Kurt,
a thought
was there
that counts.
anything? Kurt, was there anything you wanted Artie to do tonight, or
He was
anything
going somewhere.
specific, or-
Yeah, he does his normal thing where he goes to his different spots and he's like, okay, well, I know that this person loves this thing and this person loves this thing. So like literally he's like, take it. What was in it again? What was in the case? What kind
I
of?
think we
booze,
said
I mean?
it was just all whiskey. So with
Whiskey.
Canadian Club,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Seagram's, and I'm trying to think of some other Canadian
Yeah.
brands.
Yeah. So like,
Crown Royal, is that Canadian? Yeah, it's a Canadian whiskey bottle.
yeah. So he's like, well, he knows that this person likes whiskey, and it doesn't matter if it's from Canada or not or whatever. So he's like, so he finds the person that likes the whiskey, gets a certain thing, then whatever that is, finds another person that likes that certain thing and trades it for that, and like he literally just goes down the line and just trades whiskey for something else, and just kind of makes his that's kind of how he makes his living, basically.
Yeah, it's your normal. Yeah, you're doing your normal, but now you've got a bit of extra because this was something you weren't expecting. So now maybe you get a bit ahead on the trading because you've got some extra to play with.
Yeah, exactly. And late at night and early into the morning is when most of the business is being done. So
Cool.
And
Sounds
then
good. So yeah. Oh, sorry,
Like-
God.
oh, and then he ends his night at his special lady's house.
Okay. Now let's go. Let's role play that. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
And what happens next? And what happens next?
It's just
Okay,
that
so
two people repeating how you doing to each other. No, how are you doing?
who would be the one that walks in with the southern accent? I'm just trying to think of the commercial, the different Bud Light commercials. Okay, so the night passes. Everybody has a bit of fun, drinking, doing a bit of work, and then go meeting their special friends. Messina said, come back around dinner time tomorrow to the shop. I should let you guys talk. Sorry, I've got to take 2 minutes if you don't mind, John. Sorry. To go
No,
on that
it's
real quick.
fine. Yeah.
Sorry. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Do, 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 do.
Oh my god, Jesse, Trolley Pops has me. I can't get it out of my head. Trying to hold it together. I need that. I need that spin-off too. The Franky and Artie spin-off. Just you two talking back and forth about shit.
It's a buddy driving. It's literally just us driving from one place to another for 23 minutes.
Every episode's a bottle episode. Just you two driving to your next destination. Doesn't matter where you're going or what happens there.
It's literally just the interior of the car with a shitty blue screen.
It's like taxi cab confessions.
Yeah.
Right?
Then it was this other time I had this guy and I was gonna punch him, but instead I started kicking him, and then I just kicked him until he stopped moving.
They always
after a couple of minutes, my hand got tired, so I just started stomping on his face.
I'm gonna also need a hitchhiker in every episode, just like horrified looks on their face. The entire no lines. They don't do anything. They're just looking horrified at the conversations you're having.
What do you do for a living? Oh yeah? Oh me? Yeah, I kill people. I work for the mob,
Yeah.
Arthur,
shit! I wasn't supposed to say that. Man, now I'm gonna have to kill you. And that's how every episode ends, with them burying the body of the hitchhiker
and getting another tattoo hash mark on his arm.
Arthur's got to roll for shock every single episode.
Sorry about that. I'm on call this week and just got a page, but it was a false alarm. So,
oh jeez, fun.
We've lucked out this far, John, of how many years I haven't had to drop out of a call because of some bullshit at work. Okay, so so if it's the next day, Messina said, come back around dinner time. I think he said just come back at dinner time. So I don't know because I think some of you have said, I don't know who's expecting what. So
Franky is under the assumption that we're having a big Italian family dinner.
That's what I'm asking. So
Nice.
is there an assumption? What are the assumptions of everybody? Is it there's going to be dinner or just come back at dinner time?
I think
I
Addie
assume
assumes
dinner.
dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would assume it's dinner.
Yeah, she gets dressed up.
Okay, cool. So when you go, I'm assuming you may be, I don't want to. So do you guys all meet up at the bar and then go over, or do you all go individually?
I think we probably. I think Addie was assuming she'd go individually and just meet everybody there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Franky was probably working at the bar anyway that day, so he's probably just going to go over with her.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see who gets there first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. So Leonard gets there first.
Oh,
He's
great.
the first one to arrive. And when he opens the door to the Taste of Italy, he sees, all the shelves and stuff are kind of pushed back out of the way. There's a big giant table, bunch of food on it. Messina's sitting at the head of the table. Vinny's sitting, right next to him, and then Messina just waits. Come on, grab a plate and dig in. So you guys are right; it is a dinner. So grab a plate, sit down, grab some wine. I'll get Vinny to pour you some wine. Come sit down and let's dive into all the food.
Thank you, Mr. Messina. Sure. He kind of looks around. I guess I'm a little early, I guess. And he awkwardly shuffles over and grabs a plate and starts putting food on his plate.
That's fine. If you're the first one here, that just means everything's a bit warmer for you. The rest of them, they'll have to deal with some. They wait too much longer, the food will start getting cold.
For sure. Nice night, I guess, right? It's not snowing
nice.
anyway.
After last night, it's even better. So this is, I did thank you guys last night, but I wanted to thank you again. Thank you, for bringing that stuff back. And you know, all your efforts will not only make me look better, which is obviously the most important thing now, right? But make you guys look better too. So I just wanted to thank you again. But I'll give a bigger speech and say more thank yous once everybody gets here. So.
Yeah, I mean you're welcome. We just you asked us to go, so what are we gonna do, right? We go and do what you said.
Yeah, there is a bit of that, right? Yeah, if I'm asking for a favor, it's kind of hard to say no if you don't want to have to hightail it out of town. But he gets serious and looks at you and goes, I do appreciate it, and I'm glad you guys did do it, and I'm glad it turned out well. But enough of the serious talk. Let's start eating. Let's wait for everyone else to hear. Let's start eating. We'll get the good stuff, and then everyone else can eat whatever our leftovers are. And he starts laughing and scooping more sausages and meatballs on his plate.
Like he lifts a glass and says, "Manja."
And then
Is that right?
yeah, it means eat, isn't it? Tiny freak. So then Messina has his mouth full of food, but Vinny holds up his glass and chinks it with you.
And he's got like
the tablecloth stuffed in, just pulled up around him. He just raises his glass and gives you a cheers. So I guess everyone else kind of trickles in. Let's just say, I'm assuming when people say dinner time, there is like a specific dinner time that probably everyone eats around, right? Not to be stereotypical of the 20s.
7 o'clock. I don't know.
Exactly, right? So everybody does kind of show up, not that much after Leonard gets there. So, you guys go up to the door and open it, and you see Leonard sitting there with the fork half up to his mouth when the door opens, and everyone on, and Messina says, "No, come, everybody sit down, let's eat and grab some wine. Everybody come in."
Addie will happily make her way in. She goes for the wine first.
And before you sit down, Vinny untucks the tablecloth from his shirt and comes over and pulls out Addie's chair for her to sit down, and kind of gives all the rest of the guys a look that you're not getting your chair pulled off. It's just Addie's getting her chair pulled out.
Lorenzo is standing behind him. Lorenzo's standing behind him with his arm out like he was going to do the chair, and just got completely cut off. Just, all right, that's fine.
Oh, I forgot this whole thing that's happening.
Well,
but
not really. It's all in his head.
When Vinny walks by, when Vinny leaves after pushing the chair, Lorenzo goes up and pushes in a little bit more, and then sits down.
Doesn't notice at all. It didn't help. It was
amazing. I love it.
So everybody's eating. Vinny goes and refills everybody's wine glass. All the food's getting scooped out. And then Messina says,
Lenny,
"Look,
Len, you gotta try these rollatinis. But I gotta give you some advice. Don't just pick it up and try to eat it like that, like a sausage or something. They don't like that. You gotta cut it up into little bits and eat it first."
Oh, Lorenzo puts it down on his plate after trying to pick it up.
He pulls, restuffs the napkin in his collar, grabs up and cuts it up.
So then Messina, while he's eating, he's going to be talking while he's eating, right? He's going to say, I really appreciate the efforts you guys went last night, the efforts you guys went through last night, and the fact that you all made it back. I said, I feel a bit bad sending you out without all the information, but as I said, I wanted to try to take the measure of everybody, make sure we're all pulling in the right direction. I know I gave you a bit of a thank you last night, but I have a bit more of a thank you I want to give, and hopefully, the first thing you did for me was really important, and I think I can trust all of you. And it kind of looks at each of you, says slowly, I think I can trust all of you that the next thing I ask, there's a bit of work involved, but also it will be a bit of a reward, a bit of excitement for you guys. But unfortunately, there is going to be a bit of work involved. But I wanted to say thank you. I think you are. I think you guys worked well together, and I want to make sure that we keep building on our successes and keep doing a bit better. So then he looks over to Vinny and he looks back to everyone else after Vinny kind of shakes his head and says, that shipment, that truck, that was supposed to be going to New York City. There was a contract for a big show that's starting soon. And they had a contract with the crew in Montreal. Obviously, it's easier to get contracts for booze from Montreal than in Buffalo or anywhere else in the States. So they had a contract to deliver a bunch of cases down to them for this show. So what I want you guys to do is take this truck down to New York City, to Broadway, deliver all those boxes to a show there, to a theater. But I also want you to make sure you stay for the show, because you've got all front row seats to it. And I want you to spend a bit of time in New York and enjoy yourselves.
Oh, well, that's quite generous, Mr. Messina.
I'm so excited. I haven't been to a Broadway show in forever.
Yes, that's very exciting. It's a good exciting. How are you? Okay, did you? How much did these tickets cost? I can expense them, I guess. It's probably just a business expense. You start jotting shit down.
It's gonna be so fun, Lorenzo. You gotta get dressed up. You gotta look nice.
Right. I'll just put on the suit that I definitely own a suit.
At least a suit, right? Yeah.
This one.
Well, I think it's the 1920s. I think everybody has a suit, right? So that's
right. Everyone has a suit. Every single person,
except Franky. For some reason, Franky has like a tracksuit, so it's just very.
But yeah, literally the clothes that Franky is wearing right now is pretty much all he's got. It's like the dirty button up. He's got the vest with the coat, but it's like that gray tweed.
Tweed vest with the little cap.
Little Freyd's got the scally cap.
Yep.
Gorgeous.
So Messina says, "Don't worry, Lorenzo. The tickets were on the house. You don't have to worry about comping them or charging them back or anything."
It could be a deduction. It's a deduction. It starts mumbling off and trails off on his making notes.
Well, actually, when Messina hears tax deduction and write off, he kind of smiles and says, "Yeah, put anything you can get back. Yeah, put that down."
No, I'll it's what's it? 5 tickets, 5. Okay, got it.
See what else? It's entertainment for clients, right? Yeah, I think we can write that.
Yeah.
off.
That's
anytime you can get back sounds good to me.
Oh, of course.
Should we? I mean, no offense, Mr. Messina. Because we had, trouble last time. Or should we expect any trouble on the way down?
So when I said I had a job for you to do, and you also did a job for me last night, this job just involves driving it down there and attending the show. I'm not expecting you to go. And he kind of, hems and haws a bit and stops and says, "Last night was a bit of a test. I wanted to see how good you guys were on your feet. I wanted to see if you could, how well you could get through problems. But I just need you guys to drive this truck down to New York and then go have a good time." But he stops and says, he points to Artie and, says, "I want you to go to New York. Obviously, you'll be handing off this booze to the people at the theater, but I'm sure you'll be able to make some contacts or, mention some names of people up here. Anytime you can make your network grow a bit bigger, that's probably a good thing. So that's what I'd be thinking you're doing. And then he points to Franky and just says, I want you to make sure you keep an eye on everybody and keep them safe. And if you got to do what you need to do, keep doing it till you have to stop or they stop. So that's kind of what you need to be doing. He points to Leonard and just says, you're going to the theater, you're going to the show. I'm sure, the talents you have, you can use a bit for whatever you need or whatever you want to get out of it. So, take advantage of it. People go to theaters are a bit up there, or they think of themselves as pretty up there. So, he wouldn't say there's a bunch of pigeons there, would he? But he's kind of insinuating, right? You're going to go hang out with a bit of high society and, to go do your thing. He points to Lorenzo and says, make sure everything gets, all the I's are dotted and the T's are, no, he would say, I want to make sure all the I's are crossed and T's are dotted for everything I'm sending me down
squints
there.
back like, okay, I get you. Yes. Right. I'll start making up the invoice now.
Yeah. Whatever
Pulls out a
boxes are,
notebook, pushes the food over, starts scribbling.
he puts a green visor on and pulls it out of his pocket. And puts it, and Messina will say,
calculator.
whatever's left in the
Where
truck
did you
from
even
the
have
box.
that? Sorry, Kevin.
Texas Instruments. Solar.
Oh, God.
No, he'll just tell Lorenzo, whatever's left in the truck from the boxes that you guys took last night, that's the delivery going down. Just to do some minuses and pluses and make sure it's all good to go.
I'll take care of it.
And then he'll look to Addie and just say, Addie, I want you to go have fun. I want you to go enjoy yourself. I want you to have a good time. As you said, you're going to be in the front row.
Listen, that is not really a problem for me. I am going to have a marvelous time, boss. Don't you worry about it.
So then he kind of looks around the table just to see what everybody's faces are like. If they're, I'm assuming Franky's just eating.
Speckled with sauce. There's all.
But he's kind of, like looking sideways at like one eyebrow arch just to see what the reactions are. If
Addie's excited. She's already like, what? I didn't even ask. What's the name of the show? What are we going to go see?
The show is called The show is called The Follies.
The Follies.
The fall leaves?
Follies. Follies.
Oh, Follies. Okay, I thought you said fall leaves. I was like, oh, that's nice.
Has she heard of this show before?
So I was modeling this on the Follies Bergère. So it was kind of popular.
Okay.
Oh, it's very popular.
Like the ladies' undergarment?
So I've got a coaster with it on it.
Oh, whoa. That's cool.
It's it's
I am immersed.
Yes.
That's not scary at all.
Fully
I
immersed.
was
She is
thinking
wearing
that
a yellow
would be-
dress.
Oh, yellow dress.
Oh,
The lady in
you
yellow.
did it.
No,
Solved the puzzle. Kevin, we've solved your puzzle.
That's it. Game's over.
so
I really appreciate
pretty popular.
Mr. Messina. I've never been to a show like this before. Like the only time I've been to shows and stuff, but mostly it's when the ladies take off most of the clothes. Not all of them, because that's, you got to be respectful. But
Franky.
Well, it is
what?
it's
I
kind
don't. Yeah, they keep it all on mostly.
Franky, you're in a mixed company. You can talk about it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Addie. I apologize. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable or nothing.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just, listen, I'm not a prude. I'm just saying, So we're going to go see the Follies? Is this
So
like the
Franky wasn't
Follies in
too-
Paris?
So Franky wasn't too far off, right? So the Follies was originally,
Cabaret.
it's the music hall and it was a cabaret show. So
It's cabaret.
not too far. But so that's where they get the name from, is the theater in Paris that it was. But this is a show. I don't think it's necessarily just a cabaret show, but it's on Broadway, right? So it is a bit of singing and dancing and that kind of thing. But it's just named the Follies, so it's takes its name from that. It's it was pretty big at the time. So this is someone trying to write something equivalent or Americanize it a bit. Yeah, singing and dancing and all that jazz. I'm sure that it's a bit risque, but not as risque as Franky was playing up. There's probably big feather fans and stuff like that, but there's probably stuff under the feathers too. So
there's another layer of stuff under the feathers in this one.
I'm actually some bigger feathers.
Some more feathers.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was tentacles.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps going on about tentacles. I don't know why they keep bringing that up.
Addie is thrilled. She's heard it's marvelous. It's very artful. And the preliminary reviews are just fabulous.
So Messina will say, as I said, there's a bit of work getting there, right? That's probably the biggest work you have to do, right? Is getting from here to the theater on Broadway. So that's the only work I'm expecting you guys to do. But
You got it, boss.
you're here with me. I'm asking you to do something for me. So the chances are you probably have to be a bit circumspect. Oh, you wouldn't say circumspect. A bit careful, right? Keep your eyes open, keep your eyes peeled. We did pull one over on the crew in Montreal, so I'm sure they're not too happy. But if you left Johnny V in the state, you said you left him, then he's probably still ducking and hiding. No one probably knows what happened, the full story yet. So, but
Do we have another truck that we could reload the booze into something else? That way they won't be looking for it.
yeah, you look out because Vinny's sitting right next to Messina, and you see Vinny shake his head and say, "Yeah, we got plenty of trucks. We'll find something. We'll put something on the side of it, like a moving truck or dog food delivery or something. We'll put something on there. We don't have to be using the same truck as before. We'll make sure Vinny will make sure that truck goes away as soon as we get the other truck loaded up."
I mean, business as usual usually is that the product gets taken off the truck and then reloaded onto another truck. So yes, of course, there's another truck.
So who are you saying that to? You
This is my
saying that
first
to
time,
Leonard, or you
Lorenzo.
saying that to Messina?
I'm saying it to myself out loud in response to
Okay.
the conversation. As I'm doing calculations and bill of lading creating. God, mother. Just playing me now. This sucks.
Just playing me with a bad accent.
Talking to myself in an office doing bullshit.
Hey, at least there's food.
Yeah, so then if Lorenzo didn't direct that at anybody, Messina won't
No.
take note of it. Everybody knows Lorenzo. Just kind of talks to himself every once in a while.
Maybe you could eat some spinach manicotti.
Jesse has a menu up, right? So, yeah, whatever you come up with is on that table, right? Is a proper big Italian meal. Messina will look over to Artie and just say, obviously that whatever happened to your car wasn't too bad if you took it home last night, but depending on whether you take it with you to New York or if you leave it back, Vinny will make sure it gets fixed up. But if you take it, we'll get you fixed up afterwards. I don't want to make sure that I didn't want you to think that I forgot that I said I'd take care of that car for you.
Arthur's just like shoveling food in his mouth. He's like, "Yep, sure, that was good, boss."
As I said, so the work I'm expecting is the work of you guys getting there. I want you to be careful. I want you to keep your eyes open. But also, you're going to the big city. So I'm sure you can get up to some mischief without getting into trouble. Or if you weren't able to get up into mischief, I wouldn't have chosen all of you. So whatever mischief you choose to get up to, just make sure, Franky doesn't have to smack someone around, or Lorenzo doesn't have to put up bail, or Leonard doesn't have to do any sweet talking, or Addie. Well, I guess Addie would be doing the sweet talking. Addie doesn't have to do any sweet talking. And let's say Leonard and Addie don't have to do any sweet talking.
Oh God,
And Artie doesn't have to pull in any contacts. Just keep yourself out of too much trouble.
It's all right, Mr. Messina. Artie gave me these gloves yesterday, and he pulls them out of his pocket, and he's like, they're like nice and cushioned on my hand, so I could punch people for hours and not even know it.
I don't
So
feel
you say
so
that-
good about this.
Vinny looks over to you, and if you've ever watched Friends, the Joey Tribbiani when he smiles and nods his head, he kind of does that to Franky whenever you pull the gloves out. He's very impressed. So let's get down to actually some brass tacks here. So he'll still keep eating, and everyone else is still eating. It's still in the middle of dinner. So Messina will start saying, you need to get down to New York City, and he moves some stuff around, and he grabs some cannolis. I guess there'd be some cannolis on the table, right? So
Probably.
he's mapping it out. So this is Buffalo. He puts one cannoli down. This is the theater in New York City over on Broadway, and he puts another one there. You said about the trip the whole way. So this is estimate, and it's our time, so he takes about 6 or 7 hours to get there. But then he grabs another cannoli and says about halfway there is Binghamton. So if you guys want to take a trip down, if you want to stop in Binghamton, there's a place there that I have friends that if you need to take a bit of time, grab something to eat, grab something to drink, maybe have a bit of a rest. I'll give you that information of the place name in Binghamton, but that's kind of halfway between. You can stop there, or if you think you can make it all in one shot, you can go ahead and do it. Like I said, it's about 6 or 7 hours. Whatever you guys want to do. My friends in Binghamton know to be expecting you if you do want to stop for a bit, but I'll leave that decision up to you guys. And then he takes one of the cannoli and starts eating it.
You gonna eat Broadway?
So as long as you guys know that Buffalo's here, Broadway's there, Binghamton's still in New York, but the way you got to drive is you'll hit Binghamton, and then you'll have to drop into Pennsylvania a bit before you go across, and then you'll be heading to New York. So just remember, and then he points to Broadway that you can go ahead and take it. So yeah, Binghamton's about halfway through. You can stop there if you want to.
I don't know. I think Addie would be like, well, maybe we stop for a little bit, but I think we should be able to make it. I mean, what do you guys think?
So the road system is still pretty bad in 1920, right? So is that 6 hours with the roads being as bad as they are, or is it 6 hours now? Because probably double that if it's 6 hours from Buffalo to New York today.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Right, because what's top speed is probably about 35 miles an hour, maybe.
Yeah,
John, stop bringing realism into the Cthulhu game.
Right, but then we probably would stop then, right? So if it's halfway and it's going to take us 12 hours to get there, then we'd probably leave the day before and stop.
Yeah, two of us will probably.
Plus, it would be rude.
Somebody has smallpox.
One of the wagon wheels might break, and we have to fix it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Actually, they were wooden wheels back then, so that's a definite possibility.
They were, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
With no
I mean, it would be rude. It would be rude not to stop, right? They're expecting us, And to just like drive past their house would kind of be a jerk move. So,
Like a pay your
You
respects
got
type
anything we
thing?
need to deliver to them?
No. But yeah, as I said, if you want to stop, there'll be a place to hole up for a bit, get a bit of rest, grab a bite to eat. But as I said, it's up to you guys. I'll leave it up to you. I'm trying to think of a pun name. I'll come up with one for the name of the place of where you're going in Binghamton, but just think punny Italian name in Binghamton, and I'll fill that in later. But yeah, nothing you need to do there. Just just get the shipment to New York City is all you need to do.
And who are we supposed to meet when we get there? Do we have a name, contact we're supposed to drop everything off to?
It's at the it is the Broadway Theater was the one there. So since we said it sounded like I said fall leaves, let's just say it's the Autumn Theater is where you're going. And no, granted, you're not going to be meeting like the director or the producer or anything, right? You're dropping off a bunch of booze at the loading dock.
Well, it's going to be on the download, right? Like, so we got to look for someone in particular.
Yeah. So I'll let Artie know who you got to meet. I'll give him the name, so you'll know who to talk to. But yeah, once you get to the theater, you'll see the loading dock. Once you get there, Artie can work his magic and talk to a few people. You'll meet who you have to drop it off for. Now, everything's paid for. You're not looking to stay to get any money back or anything. So don't worry, Lorenzo. You're not going to be
There's no
signing
collection.
off.
This isn't a collection.
This isn't a collection. This is
We're
just
not collecting
delivery.
anything. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'll get a signature anyway. I mean, paperwork has to be in order.
On the bill of lading.
Yes.
On the inventory manifest. Let's say it's on the manifest, right? Is that
Both are correct.
which one does John not use during the day? Manifest or inventory, or do you use both?
Let's use manifest.
Okay, we'll go with manifest.
We're on the same
Even though I think
words,
that's more of a ship term, but we'll use manifest. Yeah, we just need to drop the stuff off. As I said, drop it off, and then go see the show and have a good time.
What could go wrong?
Everybody stops with their forks and stares at you.
Yeah. There's a moment of silence.
Then he crosses himself and pulls out his rosary and shoots you the evil eye.
Franky's just got fettuccine hanging out his mouth.
That looks like Cthulhu tentacles coming out of your mouth. Damn it.
So yeah, you'll be going to the Autumn Theater, and the guy who works at the loading dock is named Jimmy Van Vliet. I was trying to think of a New York Dutch name.
Van what?
I'm putting it in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Yeah, so you just drop off stuff and then go for the show. I'll make sure you get a truck that has enough room. If you guys want to be taking some extra, there you go. I like that. That's where you're stopping in Binghamton.
Nice.
There'll be enough room in the truck for the shipment, and then obviously, this is going to sound very stereotypical, but if it's at the time, so don't hold it against me. So he'll look.
Have you heard the voices we've been using?
For all your extra dresses and luggage, there'll be enough room in there for you guys to load up on some stuff to take down. But he'll be looking at Addie when he says that.
A girl's gotta have options. I mean, you never know.
Make sure you do it upright. You'll be on Broadway at a Broadway show.
Oh, so excited.
For the rest of, I'm sure you all don't want to be all crammed into one truck or in the back of a truck. So Artie, if you want to take your car, or if you want to leave it here, we can get them to fix up those dents you got on it, and you can take one of Vinny's cars. Vinny kind of shoots Messina a look, and then, looks back. You can take one of Vinny's cars and leave yours here to get fixed up.
Don't worry, Vinny. Artie's actually a really good driver. He purposely killed that guy with his car. It wasn't an accident.
Vinny kind of stares at Franky, and so I never set up Vinny to be someone who doesn't talk, but he just seems to not be talking. So let's just keep leaving it like that because it's funnier. He gives Franky a really dirty look, and just starts cracking his knuckles. But whenever Messina sees Vinny do that, and I just say they're Vinny's cars because Vinny looks after him. It's not his car, and he kind of elbows him and says, "Stop being so possessive. They're all our cars." And Vinny just goes back and keeps eating.
So Arthur's always excited about cars. So like when he says that he's able to drive one of the boss's cars or one of Vinny's cars or whatever, he's like, yeah. That dent in my car, it's pretty bad. So we should probably get that taken care of. So I could take one of you guys' cars.
When you say that, Vinny's still going to be eating, and he just grabs some keys out of his pocket and throws them to you while he's still eating.
I guess it's just parked outside. I don't know.
We just hit the fob. We'll be able to find it.
Yeah. I'm assuming if it's, it's got something on there that says like a brand name, right? Ford or how many different brands are there in the 20s? It's either a Ford or a Ford, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, there's only Ford.
Yeah, it's in the back, where the other truck was parked. There's just a car sitting there. So whenever you guys go out, it'll be it'll be the one that beeps whenever you push the fob.
Yep.
So by this time, kind of, Vinny gets up and gives everybody a bit more to drink. And he goes over and gives everybody some wine. So it's dessert wine now. So it's not red wine. So what would be a dessert wine? Is that usually port or Tia Maria or something? So he starts grabbing some desserts for everybody. So, then Messina says, okay, so Trip, Buffalo, stop in Binghamton if you want. You know the name of the place. You know who you have to meet in Broadway at the theater to drop the stuff off. So I think, from my standpoint, I just want you guys to go have fun. He said, go make a bit of trouble, but not too much. And he wags his finger and, just enjoy yourself and drop all that stuff off there. And he can getting some tiramisu. He starts eating some tiramisu. There you go. I beat you to it, Jesse.
Got his own list.
That's the only Italian dessert I can think besides gelato, but that's kind of boring.
Cheesecake?
You don't have any tiramisu out there? Some pizzelles? Come on.
Is technically Italian, or is that Italian American? Is that New York specific? I don't know the history of cheesecake.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, New York cheesesteak, right? That's all you hear.
Yeah. All right. Well, Addie's like, you got it, Mr. Messina. Just enough trouble to have fun.
Exactly. And he starts laughing. Make sure you guys, have enough desserts. I'll get Vinny, go grab some more trays. He brings out some more different kinds of Italian desserts besides tiramisu and the stuff Jesse said. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else. I need to tell you, I told you the name of the place. I drew you a map with some cannolis, where to go to, the name of the place on the other end, who you got to meet. Like I said, go and enjoy yourselves.
All right.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mr. Messina.
Don't thank me. This is a thank you for showing me that you're there for me and you're there for us. And whenever you do that, I always make sure I show that I'm there for you guys also. And he's
let me just,
sitting there eating.
Lifts the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, yeah, it says salute and raises his glass.
Smash cut 2, all of us screaming in the vehicles. Gunshots everywhere.
Yeah, so yeah, if just dinner keeps going on, I don't think Messina or Vinny have anything else. Well, Vinny doesn't have anything to say, but Messina doesn't have anything else to say, and he's done what he wanted to do. He invited you over for dinner. He's thanking you all for coming and for the job you did, and he's just going to keep eating. Don't think he has anything else to impart to you guys, unless there's anything specifically you guys wanted to say to him or talk to him about.
I think at some point during like the evening, Addie might have just been like, Mr. Messina, did you know who that had you ever heard of that guy? The one that we were describing, who was kind of short and a little strange looking, one that was in the, and she'll just describe him again.
He'll stop raising the fork to his mouth. Him and Vinny both kind of at the same time. It's just weird that it both sunk up that they were trying to eat at the same time. And he'll say, nope, never heard of it. Never heard that description. Don't recognize that. Don't think I know anybody by that description. Must have been someone that Johnny V hired or something.
Do I believe them?
Do you want to make a roll?
I do. I do, actually. What kind of roll would that be?
What would be 1 second?
So insight for you.
Yeah. Do you have?
I have insight. Insight is based off of
Psyche.
psyche.
I think that was straight psyche, I believe.
So I have 3 in psyche and 1 in insight. So that would be 4 dice.
Roll 3d6 and add +1 to your highest. Yep.
Okay. All right. My highest is a 4. So I guess that makes it a 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, you hit it exactly. So the DL was 5, and that, we don't roll enough, John, or at least I don't make you guys roll enough. I always have to pull up the cheat sheet. 1 sec. I always have that there. So you hit it exactly. That is, why can't I find where I wrote it? I feel terrible now. Jesse, help me out. If you hit the DL exactly. If you hit the DL exactly. Oh, yes, but something negative. So you don't believe them, but the look and the vibe they're giving off is you probably shouldn't ask again.
Nice.
They told you. They told you. No, they didn't. Never heard of them before. But you can tell that that's not true. But they're also like, yeah, we're not going to talk about this anymore. And they're giving off that very particular vibe.
Got it. She changes the subject.
So let's say it this way. Don't. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to over finesse. Yeah, they're just, the look they give you is just, they're lying, but it doesn't look
Don't
like they want
push
to
it.
go more in depth. Yeah, exactly.
They don't care that they're lying.
Yeah,
Right.
really.
That's probably a good way of saying it too. Yeah. But they're also, that vibe of, let's not talk anymore about this.
Got it. Okay, that was it. That was my one thing that I kind of wanted to delve into a little.
I'm trying to think of something, but okay, that's fine. No, let's leave that there for a minute. Yeah, so they go back and it looks like, their reactions in their face are like that just didn't happen, right? They're back to being smiley and whatever. They're not they let it go as soon as you let it go, and they go on and they're eating and drinking. If there's anything you guys think you need to take before you go, just let Vinny know. As I said, the car's out back. So Franky, Artie, Leonard. So, he says just those three names. He doesn't name Lorenzo or Addie. If there's anything you guys think you need.
Addie's got 2 bats. She's fine.
And there's plenty of room.
There's
plenty of room.
There's a baseball bat called Fuck Around, and there's a shotgun called Find Out.
I do remember that from the last session. That's definitely something we also have to remember because that was really good.
She is totally good.
Yeah, and there's plenty of space in the truck, like I said, for all your evening dresses and suitcases and shoes.
Listen, a girl's got to be prepared. You got to have your shotgun and your bat in one,
Your trunks of evening wear,
and your outfit options in the other.
Yeah, so if the truck's going, like I said, it's going to be a little bit bigger than the other one just for the space in the back. And then if you're going to take the car, there's only 5 of you. So it's, you can decide at the time, who's driving where and when, and that kind of thing. I was just trying to think of something else. Yeah. So, you can decide marching order and who's sitting where with whom and all that. Oh, and then Messina says, "Oh, I didn't tell you when or dates or anything. I'm not expecting you to guys, to shovel in all this food and, leave after dinner. So let's. The show is in 3 days. The show's in 4 days. I would like you to get there at least a day beforehand to hand off all the stuff so they know that they're set up and they have all what they need for the show. So let's just say you need to be there in 3 days' time. So however you do that, you want to leave tonight and go sightseeing, do whatever, as long as you're at the theater in 3 days' time to drop all the stuff off."
I guess Addie's like, I could use some good rest. It was a long day, so we'll maybe do tomorrow. Y'all want to leave tomorrow, guys?
That's probably the best bet. Yeah.
Drive halfway and
Plenty
then
of
go
time.
Yeah.
Stop off at Binghamton and yeah. I think that's a pretty good
Just
plan.
trying to map that out in my head that I didn't give you a completely horrendous timeline. No, that should be right. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's good.
It's gonna work out perfectly. That's what we'll do.
So there's, more desserts, more drinking, more eating to be had. Is there anything anyone specifically wants to ask or anything needs to be brought up or to Vinny and Messina?
Not on Lenny's part, I don't think. We know where we have to go, when we have to be there, that we're not expecting any trouble. Like, oh, sounds good. Like, that's easy, I guess.
Okay, cool. So I'm assuming, I don't want to make assumptions, but I'm assuming that, the party the party, transfers back across the street after dinner.
Probably, yeah.
It's all of you. You all know each other, and like the club tends to be the focal point of the area, so everybody seems to be hanging out there, going back and forth, things like that. So yeah, is anybody not going to go back and go across the street to the club for drinks?
No. I don't think so.
So
I'd go with the group.
Artie's going to go. Franky's going to go.
Yep, I'd go this time. I got all I need.
Yep. We head over.
Oh, so Arthur, you're going home then?
No, he's going to the.
No, I'd
Oh,
go
he's going to
with,
the club. Okay, gotcha. So, let's say half an hour after you get back to the club. I'm assuming maybe Leonard's got his cards out, because I think the last time you guys were there, you were playing cards, right? You had a deck and you were doing some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's
playing
schmoozing.
card
He's
stuff.
Yeah, he's working the crowd. He's just trying to ply his trade. Talking people up. He's trying to skim a little. Pick a couple of pockets. Whatever it is that impress the ladies. Whatever.
So yeah, about a half an hour after you get back and you're all sitting there, the front door opens and Vinny walks in. And Vinny kind of looks to all of you, kind of with the, kind of shakes his head over to the bar where Addie is. So you're kind of getting the vibe of he's saying, yeah, everybody get over here. Everybody come here.
All right. She'll take her drink and meander over there. She probably was in conversation with some of her regulars, but she'll break it off to kind of go see what he wants.
He'll sit down and then he'll look to all of you and he'll say, that guy that you said, the guy you described, if you see him again or someone like him again, and he looks over to Franky and says, keep hitting till you don't stop. Make sure that's the first one you go after. Don't worry about anyone else. So, for your sake, get him first. And then he kind of looks to Artie and says, either with the fist or the car, make sure he's the first one you get. And then he just gets up and walks out.
My God.
You can stop him if you want. I'm just saying he's going to get up and kind of walk.
Is that, I mean, is he with one of the other families?
He works with families, but he's not a member of the family. The truck we stole. I was going to say the truck you stole. The truck we stole. He's not going to be happy we stole it. And if he finds out who stole it, he's going to be even less happy. So, as I say, if you see him, make sure you get him first.
Do we need to worry about him? Is he gonna? Or are we gonna have a problem?
And then he smiles and smacks Franky on the back and says, "That's what Franky's here for. That's why he's going with you. We're giving you a different truck, so you should be fine." But
and don't worry,
Franky's
Artie
still
made
gonna
his
be with
bones
you.
the last night too, so he's in on it too. We're good.
Leonard just
And then
kind
he
of
looks. He looks to Arthur and says, "If you got to use my car for that, do it. But maybe let Franky go first, then use the car."
Yeah. No, I wasn't planning. When I use a car, I don't I don't plan on killing people with it. It's just like I'm the drive guy. I'm the wheels. That's me.
And then when you say that, he'll look at you and say, if you see that guy, plan to kill him. Make sure you do kill him.
My God.
You can tell that like Addie is like, she has that look on her face. It's like, I knew it. I knew they weren't telling me something, and I knew that guy was dangerous.
He'll also say, because maybe Addie doesn't say that, but she has the look of her going, oh, I knew it, oh, God. So Vinny will look to Addie and say, don't tell the boss I told you this. None of you.
Mum's the word, Benny. But good looking out. I'm going to remember you. Listen, you're going to drink. It's on me this week.
And then Vinny will say, I'm a teetotal. No, he'll say, remember, don't tell the boss. I'm doing this as a favor.
Hey, Vinny.
You guys,
Mr. Messina ain't planning on going to the mattress, is he? Like, we ain't in it with another family now, are we?
The boss has enough trouble making sure his family's all in line. He's not trying to start trouble with some other families. But if a stray truck goes missing every once in a while, that's not any kind of turf battle or anything. That's just showing people they're a bit too lazy or they're a bit too sloppy.
It's just business.
Just business. Yeah. We're not looking to... Buffalo's big enough for the boss and big enough for me. We're not looking to move in on anyone else's business, but if their business drives by and happens to go astray, then it's just our luck, isn't it?
So I guess it just might not be just an easy drop off then, I guess.
Hey, I'm putting you in a different truck, aren't I? Isn't that enough? Or he would say, ain't. I'm putting you in a different truck, ain't I? Isn't that enough?
Sure, it's enough, Vinny. We'll make it work.
Oh, we'll have to hope so, I guess.
All right. Well, on that note, so Addie's mentally changing which outfit she's going to wear to make sure that she has somewhere to hide her Colt M911.
Or I thought she was changing into something red to hide all the blood splatter.
I mean,
I'm going to wear my brown pants.
something she can move around in easily, Got it.
And Vinny will, say, look, I like you guys. You did good. You're a lot of fun. And Addie serves up good drinks. So
Thanks,
I'd like to make sure that you stay all in one piece. And if you keep doing good and moving up, then that makes it even better.
She gives him a little pat on the shoulder. You got it, big guy.
He'll turn. He'll turn. Go back to the door, and just say, "Like I said, don't tell the boss I told you this." And then heads for the door.
Addie's like,
Yeah.
Unless Leonard wants to stop him again.
Leonard leans over to Lorenzo and he says, "They keep talking about going moving up. I don't.
I don't know. I look, Leonard. I don't know. I never get sent out on these things, so I don't want to move up. I'm fine. I've risen to the level of my incompetence, and I don't want to go any higher.
I mean, he just had me read his cards. I'm pretty good at that, but that doesn't translate into killing some little guy. He just said to murder that guy if we saw him.
He did just say that. That's what I'm very
Vinny,
uncomfortable.
obviously he sees something in you. Obviously that you don't see in yourself yet, but just trust the process. You know what I'm saying?
But
The process seems to be lie to the people I'm sending, and then slowly let them know that there is danger, and then
Listen, you're gonna be part of the family. I can see it. You'll love it. We'll take care of you.
seems like a very distrustful family. I guess.
Oh
what
no,
family
trust
is it?
me. Trust me, Lorenzo. Like once you get confirmed, like you're set. Like the family takes care of you. You don't have to worry about nothing.
I don't think this.
As a
is
captain-
part
I'm telling
of
you,
my
I'm
life
waiting.
plan.
I'm waiting. If I were lucky enough to be made a wise guy, like that would be it.
I don't think you mean like confirmation, right? You mean confirm.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna go give you your confirmation.
like a double
I'm not even
confirmation.
Catholic.
Do I get into heaven twice?
Oh my god, amazing.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, unless you're probably not going to be made because you're not Italian, right? But
Oh no, yeah.
you can make some headway. Because Robert De Niro was half Italian, so in Goodfellas, so you just can't be a made man.
I mean, I guess we should be on our guard then. I mean, I don't know. I guess if Franky's comfortable with everything, then I guess we'll be okay.
Don't worry about it, Leonard. We got it.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is gonna be a shit show.
Lorenzo, you worry too much. You always have. You just need to leave it up to Franky and I. We do this all the time. Artie's a great driver. He'll make sure that we get out of there lickety split. Everything will just be fabulous. And Leonard, you've got just like so many skills. And she's like doing her hands like
Got all the magic things.
they're
I mean, I'm good at reading people. I mean, that's how I kind of make my. Now he's doing his hands. That's how I make my living. I mean, I read people. I tell fortunes.
Lorenzo, we need you to keep us straight. You got to keep everything. You know me. You know me. You know Franky. Sometimes we got to just have somebody just make sure things kind of,
Okay,
I mean,
well,
I get-
when things eventually start going haywire, I am just hiding in the car.
Look, Lorenzo, it'll probably be fine.
It's fun.
Oh.
We're just gonna go down there. We're gonna take the truck down. We're gonna see a show. The ladies are gonna keep all their clothes on. I'm sorry,
Most
Miss
of the
Addie.
clothes.
I'm sorry.
Most
I
of the
didn't mean.
Oh,
And
God,
then,
you think they'll take
and then
their
we get to
clothes
come
off?
home. We're gonna have a nice meal.
if there is any skin showing, I've heard it's very tastefully done. It'll
I
be
promise.
delightful.
Hey, you know what?
Artful.
Out of-
It's art.
Out of respect for you, Miss Addie, if anything comes off, I promise I'll cover my ass.
It's art, Franky. You don't have to cover your eyes.
That just makes me.
I mean,
perspire. I
just
don't know if-
regardless, I just, I want to make sure you feel comfortable.
It's very sweet of you. Such a sweet boy, and she like pats him.
So I don't want to start the road trippy part of it because I think that'll be more fun if we can make that whole thing. So I think we
Yeah.
have two choices here. Either we can mark it and tell John to go back and edit and put the other John saying this is going to be a shit show as the end, or we can have John pull some cards for reading.
Ooh.
Ooh, reading.
Late at night. Okay, so like
Reading.
the bar is
Reading.
mostly
Reading.
empty,
Yes.
and Addie pulls out a bottle of the new booze from the case,
Yeah.
pours
Nice.
everybody around, and says, "Lenny, let's do it. I want to see it. Are we going to do like a seance here? I feel like I'm feeling the energy of the spirits."
Oh God, spirits.
I mean, I don't really do seances as much, but I mean, I do have my cards, and he reaches in and
I
he.
mean,
Oh, these
I
old
prefer you.
things?
I mean, that kind of give me a little. That's kind of the heebie-jeebies a little bit. I mean, I had a cousin that did a seance once, and then he ended up losing $20. So
Bless his heart.
So So he pulls out the cards and starts to shuffle them up. He, does the fancy card tricks and stuff. Places them down on the table, puts his hand on top of them for a moment, kind of closes his eyes, and then flips the first card over. It is a King of Pentacles face up. So I'm furiously scrolling to find pentacles on this thing.
I should have gave you a heads up, John. Sorry.
Yeah, I had them. I did shuffle them earlier, like I had them, but I didn't know what we were doing. So it'd
For
be
a second, I thought you said the King of Tentacles, and I was like, "What is going on?"
have the Cthulhu deck. Yeah. So it'd be past, present, and future. So past is the King of Pentacles. So upright is abundance, prosperity, and security. So he interprets that to mean, he says that, the King of Pentacles, in its upright orientation, then, abundance and prosperity, we did successfully complete the other mission. There was, this guy, but we have the security of the family, I guess, right? If we're going to be moving up here. So that sounds okay.
Here. She's like, putting her drink up and cheers.
Slowly flips over the next card, and it is a 7 of Swords, also face up. Which is, where the hell is it here? Upright, deception, trickery, tactics, and strategy. So he says, and he kind of like puts his hand on the card, picks it up, puts it back down again. Well, in the present, and I think this makes sense, right? It represents deception and trickery because we're taking the stolen truck that was meant for someone else, and we're going to deliver it to where it was supposed to go, and it's us. So we have to be strategic and use good tactics to make sure that everything goes off the way that it should. That seems okay.
Well, this guy's, as long as you don't think that anybody's going to be turning on us and we have to make them take a walk on the bridge.
It's a good thing that you're coming with us, Franky.
It's very good. Yes.
Yeah. Unless it's me that. It's not me that. No. Am I the one that does the trickery and
Tell
stuff?
me, you can't lie, right?
Right.
Yeah. What's the card say? Does the card say that I'm the one that's going to do it?
No. That figure's not you. No, it's not you. It's
not. Oh, okay. It's not me.
Yeah. No, it's everybody.
Oh, okay. We're all. Oh.
Yeah, we're all in on it.
We have the stolen goods, and we're training them to.
Okay, I got you. Oh, good.
Because we're gonna make.
Because honestly, I'd hate to have to kill any of you. I really like you guys.
Oh God!
Like he takes his hand away from the deck to pull the last card.
Jesus, Franky.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna, because none of y'all are traitors, so it's all good.
I can't sweat any more than I already am.
And he flips up the last card, and it is a 7 of Cups upright again. Searching for purpose, choices, and daydreaming. So he looks at it, he kind of scratches his beard, and he says, well, I think that this one, in our current situation, because this is our future, is that we have choices to make while we search for our purpose, not only within the family, but also for the few days that we're going to be away. We'll be in the city, and we may have other things that we wish to accomplish. Mr. Messina, specifically told Artie that, he could try to extend his network down here. So we'll all be looking for a certain, what do we want to get out of this? And it is Broadway, so it is you're not daydreaming, but a place of dreams, right? Where people can make things happen. It's fantasy, but it's also people are doing the. You get it.
That's really very deep, Leonard. Very deep.
It is what I have. I feel like I have a certain gift. These were my grandmother's cards, actually.
That's profound. Do you think perhaps that, I don't know, maybe dreams do come true sometimes, I just hope it's not a nightmare.
And Franky will kind of like lean back in the chair a little bit and close his eyes, and he kind of feels himself like that warm, fuzzy feeling you get after a little, like just enough, but not too much. And he's kind of starting to drift off a little bit. And he feels like just the faint touch of a hand on his shoulder and the gentle whisper of a woman in his ear just saying, "It's okay, Francis. You're doing good. You're on your way." And he kind of just gets a little smile on his face and drifts off to sleep.
That's a good place to end it, unless anyone else has anything to put in.
Nope, I think that's good.
Yep.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for checking it out. Thank you guys for playing and running. We need to get some more psyche checks in here. I guess or roll anything, maybe. I don't know.
That's my fault. I apologize.
I looked at my dice. That should count.
I took them out. Yeah.
I made sure I had enough.
No, but it's good. I mean, we're this is the fun part. Is the role playing part? Like the other stuff doesn't. I mean, it's whatever. But yeah, so thanks everybody for checking it out. We have a Patreon up. If you would like to throw a couple of bucks our way, great. If not, we're doing this anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Spikecast, baby.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else has anything to pimp at the moment, right? Nobody's got anything going on. Podcasts, other stuff. No. Oh, Kurt! Goddamn, because your fucking picture's not there. Go check out the MFG cast. Jesus Christ. We have a core game going on over there. We have our core noir game. Kurt is running a wonderful one-on-one game with me. We're into our 5th season now. There's a journal that goes along with that. Make sure you check your show notes when you go ahead and download those episodes, starting with season 2, because whatever, it's a whole thing. But check that out as well. There's also like a regular feed for board game stuff and all the other things. This is your shill. Why am I doing it?
Because you do it better than I do.
Right, you're professional.
We have a fantasy game too with both Johns. That's fantastic.
Yep. We have that too. Anything else?
Nope.
No? Okay. All right. It seemed kind of sad when you said no, but all right, that's fine. Hey, look, we have fun. Like that's the only thing that matters.
That's right. We're doing awesome stuff. Watch all of it. Consume all of it. Love it all.
Yeah, there's links in the show notes for all the core things that are currently available, so check that out as well. Ratings and reviews on iTunes or whatever your podcatcher of choice, I guess, is helpful. I would say super helpful. I don't know. Nobody ever says anything, and the download sucks, so it's whatever. So keep doing what you're doing. Thanks, everybody.
Good night.